Once upon a time, in a kingdom, there lived a community blessed with bountiful harvest. They were blessed with lots of foodstuffs that they never lacked. In their kingdom was ruled by a king and his queen, who were blessed with two sons. The community was a peaceful one who obeyed the laws and tradition of the land. But they had a problem, which was the first son of the king, Prince Chike. Prince Chike was a tyrant one, as they called him. Everyone dreaded to go close to him. He would go around the village causing one trouble or the other. It's either he would punish the elders who did not greet him when he walked along their path, or if he asks you to do something and you dare to refuse, you will be in for a very big trouble, as he could lock you up in their dungeon for days without food or water. The king, unlike the prince, do not condone such habits, as he would always caution him, but he refused to heed to the king's warning and continued with his bad habits. His servants were not left out, as they were the ones to receive a heavy dose of his bad habits firsthand. The prince does not value anything around him, and he spends recklessly. He doesn't know the value of money, as he has never worked a day in his life and has practically had everything handed down to him. The prince, all he does is cause trouble in the kingdom, and it was beginning to take a toll on his father's health, as he was always visited by the medicine man from time to time. The second prince, Prince Afam, however, was nothing like his brother. He was so nice and kind to people around him. No wonder people adored him. The prince, Afam, assisted in the affairs of his father's businesses, because if left for Prince Chike, they would lose everything they own. The king loved and cherished his second son so much. The king and queen did everything in their power to ensure that their first son was raised properly. But because he knows he is next in line to the throne, he did not bother with anything. The prince Chike knew people did not like him, but adored his brother Afam, and this made him not to like his brother, as he would find every means to pick a fight with him. But Prince Afam, being the gentle one, always avoided his brother and made sure he apologized if there was any way he has wronged him. Some years later, the king passed away. This threw the whole community into a mourning phase and a scared one, as they wondered how a tyrant prince would rule their community. The burial rite for the king was performed days later, and now a new king was to be coronated. Prince Chike wasn't concerned at all about anything, as he knew he would be crowned the next king. Even before the burial rites were performed, he would parade himself around the village as a king and ask all who comes his way to address him as one. On the 14th day after the burial rites were performed, the chiefs of the community, the chief priest with the royal household, gathered in the king's throne room, and a decision was to be made about the next king of the community. The highest chief asked the two brothers who had the amulet. Afam got up and showed them the amulet. It turned out that days before the king passed away, that the king became so sick that it was obvious he would pass very soon. But before he could do that, he had to give his blessings to the next king. And he chose Apham. He called Apham, his second son, to his chambers and gave him an amulet. He asked him to ensure he wears it all the time, that it will keep him safe and protected at all times. He also asked him to kneel down, and he blessed him. They told him, "Congratulations, that he is the next king." Prince Chike stood up immediately and challenged the chief, saying that this is a conspiracy to take his birthright as the first son and the heir to the throne. I can't sit and watch you all crown my younger brother a king while I'm still alive. That if you won't crown me king, then I will do it myself. He then headed for the throne and was immediately stopped by the chief priest. He said to the prince that if he dares sit on the throne, he will die instantly. Besides, he isn't a royal blood. He laughed, saying, "What do you mean by that?" The chief priest turned to the queen and said, "Madam, tell this boy who he is." Prince Chike looked at his mother and said, "What is he talking about?" She told him that it is true that he isn't their son, that her and her husband made a promise never to tell him of his true identity. She said many years ago she tried to conceive, but she could not. That one day, on her way to the stream, she heard the cry of a baby, and she picked him up and decided to raise him as their own. That Prince Apham is their first and only child, which she had few years later, and that he is the only true royal blood. Prince Chike was indeed shattered from hearing this revelation. He wondered where he would go from here, as he has to be stripped of all his royal garments and title as a prince and be regarded as a normal citizen of the community. He could not even stay in the palace, as pride won't allow him do that. He decided to move out of the palace. News of the incident that took place in the palace spread round about Chike's true identity of not being a royal blood and wasn't the next king of their community. This made them so happy that they wouldn't be ruled by a tyrant prince anymore. Well, he wasn't a prince anymore too. When Chike will go around the community, people will make jest of him, calling him a bastard and asking him if he knew his true origin. Chike began to regret all his actions in the past and how he treated people, as he was receiving his own fair share of how he treated people. He promised to be a changed man. King Apham got his brother a place to stay so he will be comfortable, and made sure he was okay. Chike thanked him and apologized for how he treated him in the past. Apham said, "No matter what, you will still be my brother." And they gave each other a warm embrace. The end. The lesson of this story is, never look down on anyone because you don't know what the future might hold. Never treat people less than yourself. Always see people as your equal and treat them with love and kindness. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, share, and leave a comment, as it helps us grow our channel page. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.